Happy Tuesday morning, day after Labor Day. A lot better day. As you can see, it's sunny. It's a little cool. It's only like 44 outside, but 44 degrees. But yeah, we're just heading out of Billings. Going for a day trip out to Custer's Battlefield, Little Bighorn, his last stand. Here's a little bit of view of Billings here. It's got some interesting scenery on this side. Billings is sort of spread out type of city, a little industrial mix, but supposedly it's one of the nicest places to live in the US. Yeah, that's a really sort of cool look up there. It's like, that's pretty neat. So if you can see that up there. So yes, on our way to Custer's Battlefield. Today's actually going to be a bit of a leisurely day. Staying in Billings tonight before I start heading back. So could have stayed somewhere else, but I think I just stay here. A nice drive. It's about an hour to get down to the battlefield and hour to get back. So spend some time there. Go through. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty neat. So it is a little bit more of industrial Billings on this side. It looks like a refinery. I mean, it looks like a derrick right there. So yeah, I haven't really googled that too much, but it's sure pumping some steam out. A little bit of Billings on far side there. This is pretty much the eastern end of Billings. So there it is. Sorry about that if the camera was a little wobbly. So yeah, on our way to Custer's Battlefield, and see you when you get there. Okay, bye. Just driving out here, just want to show you just outside Billings. What an amazing view this is. Look at that. Crazy. Let's move it over. Yeah, just some beautiful scenery, especially sort of right over there. Wow, gotta love it. Okay, just a snapshot. Okay, so here we are. We just pulled off at Little Bighorn. Up there with the trees, that's the main battlefield site. As you can see, you know why they retreated. Custer retreated back up there. Obviously, that's the high point when they were coming back from here, down by the interstate. Basically, retreating after Custer tried to make an attempt to get to the camp and the non-combatants, i.e. women and children. So yeah, we're just turning up here. As I said, it's a much better day than yesterday, when I came from the other direction, came down here just to see if I could get in, and I mean, it was open, but it was just raining, so it was like I wasn't going to pay the park fee just to not really get out and wander around because it was just raining too hard. So I'm glad I chose today. Looked at the weather reports. Here we are, coming up here to the main entrance. There's also a national cemetery here as well, for soldiers that were not participating in the battle. So there's like World War II, World War I, even earlier Mexican-American War. But the cemetery is all full up, and they shut it down, I think, in the 70s, so over 40 years ago. So here I am coming up to the entrance. I'm gonna stop it and pay the fee. Okay, so we're at the National Cemetery here at Little Bighorn. Beautiful day. I'm glad I didn't stop by yesterday. Pretty awful weather yesterday, but today's beautiful. As you can see, it's very peaceful. A few people here, but it's a wonderful day. I got to do a panorama. It's pretty nice. I'm gonna get out of the sun, just get a better view. As you can see, pretty amazing. It's wonderful. And here's the cemetery. Okay. Gonna walk through down. Looks like they're doing some morning watering. May hit this on the way back from going further down the parkway. It may look sunny, but you could definitely feel it's like 45 degrees, maybe coming up to 50, with a chilly wind too. It's definitely breezy. See here, another Medal of Honor, who died in the Indian Wars. Obviously the 7th Regiment was the one that was here doing the fighting and didn't make it out. But like I said, this is mainly a national cemetery for other soldiers that took part in other battles and World War I, World War II. Pretty impressive. As I said, it's all full up now. No more room in like 1970s. I'm not going to get wet, that's for sure. Flag flying. Sorry if it's not very good. My balance is not very good these days. So we're going to move on to the next part. So as you can see, there's some US 7th Cavalry soldier buried where he fell. Further down the hill there, the 2 brown markers,
Can we go down or
Indian graves. That's where they actually fell, but they take them off the battlefield and bury them. The Indians did. They don't leave them on the battlefield. As you can see further down in the distance, more US graves where they fell. It's like deep, I think they call it deep ravine, so you can actually go down there. We've got to try and do that later. walking on there. So sorry, but North London is red. Arsenal all the way. So would you believe it? See a Spurs fan up here. Can't get away from him. So just walking along the edge here. As you can see, the National Cemetery and the visitor center.
On Monday.
And like you see, more US graves right here. Just put that up close so you can get a good look. And again, this is only one or two places where soldiers who died in battle are actually buried where they fell. There's a few more over there. And you see there's a lot more over on this side. We'll hit it when we spin around and come back. So glad I didn't do this yesterday when it was raining. And you can see where Custer fell over there. We'll hit that on the way back. Wasn't allowed to park there, it's just disabled parking, so I have to walk up from the visitor center. I think we're probably safe enough to take the mask off. I don't think there's enough people here to really worry about that, so I'm gonna get rid of that right now. Take it off. Okay, it's better. Okay. Okay. Get over here. We're gonna come back to this later on the way back. As you see, more graves over there. Down here.
Surrendered in May of 1877 at Fort Robinson, Nebraska. By September that year,
okay, let's move on to the next stop. This is still actually rented a private land, probably Indian territory. But yeah, still pretty amazing. All the headstones back there of US soldiers. We'll pull over on the way back and see that. But this battlefield, you know, it went on for a few miles here from the start to where the final battle was, so it wasn't just in one narrow bit. Pretty amazing, great view, beautiful scenery. You can see the road follows down further. We're gonna continue on that path. Just imagine the carnage that was here all those years ago. Masses of Indian tribes together fighting against the US 7th Cavalry. Little Bighorn is down here in the trees. And we'll talk more about it further we go along.
Hello.
Hey. So as you can see, if you see the little V shape, U shape right on the horizon there, to the left of that, the last point before going down before the tree line, that's the crow's nest. That's where a vantage point 14 miles away, as it says in the Wolf Mountains. And Custer's Crow and Arikara scouts saw evidence of the big encampment all the way over there, which you can't even see because it's behind the mountains there. So we saw big plumes of smoke, obviously from the fires of, you know, thousands of Indians camping there. And he orders Major Marcus Reno, as it says on here, 175 soldiers and scouts to cross the river and charge. So Custer comes along this way. Reno actually comes down. Reno Ford is down there with the river, and fords the river there and starts making his way across the fields all the way along up to where the encampment is. That's quite a long way. That's a pretty long distance. Yeah, pretty amazing. See that again. And you can see it over here. Over this way here, Sharpshooter Ridge. There's more info about that on there, so let's keep going. Just walking up. One of the nice features here is that you can use your cell phone and dial a number, and you can listen to a description of each location. As you can see right here, this location is number 20, and you can dial that number and listen to what's going on. So from here, Reno's retreat, I'll let you read it. So that's basically right down here. Reno comes up and they work their way back up here through the valley. And as you can see in there, they lost at least more than 30 US soldiers. So pretty amazing just to be in this area. And Reno was actually getting pretty beat up when he made the charge into the camp. He realized that there was way more than what he anticipated. Held the line, got him to get on the ground, start shooting. Every fourth man would gather up 3 other soldiers' horses plus his own, so that limited their number as well. And basically, pretty much along this tree line along the river, they started retreating all the way back, and they forded the river there and came up here towards what they call Reno Benteen Hill. So we'll check that out from there. We'll keep going. We'll check the second one here we missed. How's it going?
Not bad, yourself?
Good. Where are you from?
Arizona.
Arizona. Excellent. I live in Wisconsin, but I'm from England originally.
Oh,
so
yeah?
It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Beautiful.
I know. I stopped by here yesterday when it was chucking down with rain. I said I wasn't going to enter it today.
Oh,
so
yeah.
so today is a lot better day. So
Sure is, yeah.
probably one of the last better days of the year. So
Right.
It's pretty early though for snow and stuff.
yeah, I was actually going to go to Yellowstone yesterday, but I bagged it because of the rain and everything. So yeah.
Going tomorrow. We're gonna spend. 2
Are you?
days. We're gonna spend 2
Excellent.
days
That'd
there.
probably be all right. I heard they were getting like 3 inches in some places or more, which is, isn't too much, but it's pretty cool. So
As long as we see some of it.
yeah, I know. I'm hopefully I'll get back out here one day again, but it's a bit of a drive. Okay, still on the hill here. Reno's Valley Fight. After fording the Little Bighorn River 1 mile to your left. So over there is where he forded the river and come across, charging down. And over there, above that little brow, is where the camp was, and he attacked and he came and he rushed back along the tree line, which is where the river is. As you can see, Sitting Bull with the non-combatants further to the north and west. You can see on the previous one I did, came up across the ford, the survivors of Reno's force up here. And as you can see, there's 2 little headstones, unfortunately, of soldiers that didn't make it, buried where they fell. Okay, that's it for here. We're gonna take a few snaps and then move on. As you can see, that's where we were, up in the distance. Following further east, this is Reno Benteen Hill, where another battle took place. So Reno and Benteen were here. Reno coming up, Benteen from the east, heading west, coming here, met on this hill. And they were forced to have a battle that lasted the rest of the day and into the next day, with Indian tribes coming around also from the north, attacking from the north and all around. So Benteen actually managed to hold on. Reports say he actually did quite a good job with Major Reno at the time, stop themselves from getting wiped out as well. So take a look around here. Okay, hopefully you had a chance to read that. There's a trail as well. Put that in the back here. Again, pointing out As I say, 13 miles away. That's a heck of a way. Crow's Nest, where they observed the Indian scouts observed where the smoke and fires from the Indian camp were. Just to the left of that little undulation. Okay.
Here's another one of your number 20.
I'm going to change out my battery here before I head down, since it likes to drain pretty quick, but it's pretty amazing. Okay, as you can see, I got my hoodie on. It's a little bit chilly up here. Head's freezing. As you can see, I just took some video about what happened just down below. Gonna follow the little trail that you can see along here, and all the way over to where those people are walking, and down a bit more. So we'll continue. So as you can see, rifle pits just in front of me, where Union soldiers had to quickly dig a trench. I don't think I've done this much walking in like 6 months, being in lockdown. So not used to it. I'm tempted to go further, but I'm tempted, like, it's going to be a hard walk back, but so this is still part of the Benteen or Reno Benteen battle, where they came back here to defend Indians attacking from the north, or Native Americans, this is probably the right term now, from the south. Down here again, another quick trench line and a sign here. It's pretty amazing. Do a little bit walk here, see how far I want to go. Like I said, it's the most It's the most walk I've done in probably like 6 months in one go. Should have been hitting the treadmill, but nope, decided not to do that. So now I'm taking the punishment. Oh, it's so quiet though. It's so nice. Going to keep walking. And like I said, they did an incredible job holding off the Indian or Native American soldiers, warriors that were swooping around here and from the south and from all sides to try and wipe out Benteen and what was left of Reno and his force. Again, you can just tell there's another marker here. You can just tell where there's another trench line here. It's just hard to imagine soldiers being here all those years ago. Okay, we're walking. So down here would have been Reno Ford or Creek, where he would have been told to cross and work his way up the fields there on the left side of the trees towards the Indian camp. Thousands of Native Americans or Indians, sorry. Again, here, soldiers that didn't make it. This one's actually got a name, Private Thomas Meador. There you go, 1876, June 26. Private Julian Jones. Looks like we're coming down to the end of this section. Again, as you can see in the distance with the little U shape, the next sort of point to the left of that, Crow's Nest, like 13 miles away. Can you believe that? Indian scouts could see the smoke and said it was a major one. Here we are. Native American died here. They're not obviously buried where they left. They are taken from the battlefield and buried in by trees or caves or along those lines. Another further two down there. Another one over there. Okay, so I did that little walk around the Reno Benteen Trail, which is sort of a little bit south and east of the main Benteen Reno hill. I gotta admit, I haven't done this much walking in quite a while with the lockdown and everything, and as you can see, it is pretty hilly, and you can see why Reno and Benteen fought here. And also when you get to Custer, Last Stand Hill is like they called it, obviously that's a little hilly there too, and that's obviously where they pushed back and fought to the bitter end. It feels a lot colder. Temperature is saying 42 degrees, but I think it's in the high 30s. Like I said, I just had my hoodie and hat on and my head was freezing just walking around there. But I mean, it's an incredible place. I didn't walk around this side. As you can see, it's just the top of another US 7th Cavalry, assumed 7th Cavalry headstone as well. Like I said, there's only 2 places in the world that have burials and headstones where the soldiers fell. Here, and there's another location I can't remember. It's usually pretty rare. From what I read, obviously the Native Americans, you know, they scalped the soldier, took their possessions, left them there, and it was only afterwards that you know, US soldiers came to bury him. If they could recognize him, that was great. If they didn't, some of the headstones will just say a soldier of the, you know, 7th Cavalry. So pretty tired right now, but I don't care. This is history, and I'm not an expert in making videos. I really only got this GoPro very recently, thanks to Ben, my son, for you know, leaning me towards this, since he has one. And yeah, it's just I wanted to come out this way and look at this and see some other sites. And I mean, the scenery is incredibly beautiful. Like you can see, I'll just go back over here, just pointing at the mountains over there. I mean, you just can't imagine, like, you know, 140 odd years ago, well, 150 years ago, whatever, 1870 was it, 1876, you know, a huge battle raged here. I mean, it's so peaceful now. I mean, if there was nobody else here, no, I mean, and I was just standing here on my own, all you would hear is the wind. And you can hear some cattle with the farms further down. But, I mean, just look at it over there too. You know, I could see why people love this part of the United States. It's peaceful, you know, outside of the city. I mean, I know I stayed in Billings, and it's not a huge city. I think population's over 100,000, so it's not huge. But when you come out here, it's just different. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure for younger generation, most of it's like, this is boring as heck. But I don't know, for somebody that appreciates anything military, or just this part of the United States with the views. And I'm sure there's some altitude playing with me as well. I'm not quite sure how far up above the sea level that we are, but yeah, you could definitely feel it a little bit. It's not probably as, I'm not sure if it's as high as Denver or anything like that, but it can't be that far off. So I'm going to take a little break here, then we're going to start heading back towards Last Stand Hill, and where Custer was originally buried before he got moved to West Point. His remains got removed to West Point out in New York. So catch you after a break.